Ticktum wins Macau GP following terrifying Floersch crash. The Red Bull-backed driver has been in impressive form in 2018, but his season has been bettered by Mick Schumacher, who has enjoyed a stellar second half of the campaign to win the F3 Drivers' Championship, with the duo subsequently exchanging some verbal jibes at each other. The Macau GP presented Ticktum with the opportunity to finish his season on a high, and he did so with gusto as he claimed pole position on Saturday before leading the entire race on Sunday to claim the flag. However, Ticktum's exploits were overshadowed on Sunday by a horrific race crash involved Sophia Floersch, who became airborne in her car following a collision at the Lisboa turn, which resulted in the entire race being halted. Reports emerged an hour or so after the accident that the 17-year-old was conscious as she was receiving medical attention, as were several onlookers who were also caught up in the melee. Ticktum's main threat on the day was posed by Joel Eriksson, who attempted to take advantage of a safety car period on lap 12 to mount an assault on the race leader, only for Ticktum to eventually speed away without much trouble. Sacha Fenestres finished in third, Jake Hughes took fourth, and championship winner Mick Schumacher had to settle for fifth. Ticktum became only the third driver in history to win consecutive Macau GP races, following in the footsteps of Eduardo Mortara and Felix Rosenqvist. Video: Macau Grand Prix stopped after horror Sophia Floersch crash. After the opening turn, various cars were involved in collisions which resulted in a safety car period. The race was swiftly resumed, only to be halted again after Floersch struck the car of Tseboy at the Lisboa bend, which sent her terrifyingly off the track into the air. News of Floersch's health started filtering through following the accident, and thankfully it has been reported the driver was conscious as she was taken to hospital, along with Tseboy and a handful of onlookers who were also involved in the melee. Dan Ticktum led the race before the incident following his acquisition of pole position, with action resuming in Macau just over an hour after a safety inspection. Mercedes and Lee win a sports championship. Brendan Lee has successfully defended his Formula One Sports Championship with Mercedes by winning 2 of the last remaining 4 races. Lee entered the final round with a healthy lead, and claimed the victory not only for himself but for the Silver Arrows and the Constructors' Championship too. The first race of the final round saw the drivers take on Hockenheim, and it would be Sauber's Salah Sultank who would win the German Grand Prix in what was his first race victory in the championship, with Lee finishing as runner-up. Lee's main rival in the title race has been Fredrik Rasmussen, but the Dane opted out of contention for the Singapore race as it was his intention to allow teammates better suited to the race to compete for Toro Rosso. The Brit only needed a top 8 finish at the Circuit of the Americas, but finished in style as he took the flag before praising the Mercedes team for their help. "I want to say thank you to the team," Lee said. "So much hard work has gone on, behind the scenes. My teammate, Daniel Brisnay, right next to me, we have been putting in so many hours of practice to make this possible. I think those last few laps I was just enjoying it. Those moments, you maybe never get again in your life, so I spent those last laps enjoying it, and not relaxing, because you can never relax but driving within myself and enjoying the moment." As Lee cruised to victory at the Coda, he confessed he had a tear in his eye at the prospect of retaining his title. "I was crying on the last lap, so no tears after the race. I ran out," he added. "I can't really say where my head is at because I don't know where it is, to be honest. I am just so overwhelmed by emotion."